In a world of challenges and uncertainties, hope shines as a beacon, guiding us through the dark times and showing us the way to brighter days ahead. But what exactly is hope? Where does it come from? And how does it shape our lives? I'm Annie Bennett, and I'd love you to join me on this journey as I explore the meaning of hope. I'll delve into philosophical perspectives, personal stories, and scientific insights to understand the power of this elusive emotion. So whether you're seeking inspiration, comfort, or simply a deeper understanding of the human spirit, let's embark on this exploration together and discover the extraordinary power of hope. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Chronicles of Hope podcast with me, Annie Bennett. I have a fabulous guest with me today. I first met Gill, I think it was about a year ago, perhaps possibly even 2 years ago. And we met in various business circles. But since then, we've come across each other in quite an unusual way, and we will talk about that as we go through. But Gill has such a lot to tell us about and is such an interesting person. I can't wait to chat to her. So it's fabulous to have you here. Good morning, Gill Edwards.
Good morning, Annie Bennett, you wonderful person, you.
Oh, go on with you. It's so
Lovely to
lovely to
meet
have
you.
you here. Yeah,
Lovely.
is it a year? I don't know. I think we met at Emma's event, didn't we?
We did.
Originally. Was it last year or the year before? Gosh, this year's
It
got so.
might have been the year before. No, it's
Yeah,
the year before.
yeah,
It was the year before, yeah.
yeah. And then of course we'll talk about what we did together in September in a minute. But first, what I'd love you to do is just to tell my listeners who you are, a bit about you, and sort of what you're doing now.
Okay, here we go. I'm Gill Edwards, and I am a former nurse. I did 10 years on intensive care. I did 8 years on gynecology. I did 16 years in respiratory medicine. At one point I was a ward sister, and then I was a clinical nurse specialist for ventilation with the respiratory team at the University Hospital of Royal Stoke Hospital, up here in Stoke-on-Trent.
Yes.
So I did about 34, 35 years in nursing.
Mhm.
And during that time, I had a few episodes of stress and overwhelm, which took me off work sometimes for 6 months.
Mm.
And I didn't think anything about it. I just thought it was my work, and I just needed time off to recuperate. And then I went back to work. Eventually, after the final time, I realized there was something not right with me. It wasn't something that wasn't right with me, it was circumstances. And it turned out that it wasn't just my work, because I love my work. So I couldn't understand why I was getting overwhelmed.
Mm.
It was my life in general,
Mm.
basically. It is never just one thing that knocks you back. It's a multitude of tiny little things that drip, drip, drip along the way.
Mm.
So I decided I was on antidepressants, and I thought to myself, there's only you can get yourself out of this mess. So what are you going to do? So I was reading a magazine. I always read health magazines,
Mm.
and I was reading this magazine, and there was a course in London, a confidence course being put on by a wonderful woman called Dawn Breslin, who's a Scottish lady. And I thought I really need to do this because I completely lost all my confidence.
Mm.
So I said to my husband, I said, I really need to do this. But at the time, I was having panic attacks if I went anywhere on my own. So there
Mm.
was no way I could go to London on my own.
Mm.
So he said to me, little duck, he said, look, if you really want to do this, I'll come with you. I'll do the touristy thing and you do your course. So that's what I did.
Oh.
And I went down and had the most fantastic 2 days, I think, at that time I'd ever had.
Mm.
And when you think about coaching, a lot of it is stuff that you do know, but you don't bring forward.
Yeah.
And this just highlighted just so many things for me. And I thought, I want to do this. I
Mm.
want to help people doing this coaching thing.
Mm.
I'd never heard of it before. except for like sports coaching and things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I came back and I did go back to work, but I started researching. And I started researching stress, and then I found out that it doesn't just come from your head. It
Mm.
comes from your environment, what you put in your body, what food, who your friends are, who your work colleagues are, what do you work in, do you enjoy it? It's like a multitude of things that say whether you're going to be a stress head or not.
Mm.
So, or if you're going to drown.
Yeah.
So I was drowning at that time. But I did manage to, with medication, I must say, and I do like natural ways of healing,
Mm.
but I would never say to anybody, if you're offered the medication from your doctor, don't have it. I would never ever say that
Mm.
because it helped me. It lifted my mood enough for me to be able to cope and
Yeah.
be able to make the decisions properly
Yeah.
instead of just floundering.
Mm.
So that's what I did. And I went to Loughborough University and I did a life coaching course.
Mhm.
And I've done other coaching courses since then. I've done NLP, and then I've done a Reiki course with the lovely Nicola Kinsella.
Oh, Nikki, yeah.
Yeah, and I had a fabulous time there doing that with and met some lovely human beings there.
Mm.
And I've just gone on from there and just sort of gone on and on and on. So basically, pardon me, I do stress management in basic terms. Um, so, as Jojo Smith said to me, I help drowning stress heads.
Oh, we love Jojo Smith.
So that's my coin. I help
Yeah.
drowning stress heads.
Yeah.
But hopefully, I help people who aren't quite drowning yet as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's
I like to
important,
help
isn't it?
people not to get there in the first place.
Yeah. Well,
That's
there are
basically,
parallels, aren't there, with nursing, obviously,
oh
because
yeah,
it's very caring and, often you're preventing things from happening
yeah,
as well. So there's
totally,
absolute parallels, isn't
yeah.
there, with that?
Someone said to me, do you like to do online or in person things? And I said, well, I don't mind online, but I actually, and I think this is down to nursing and being able to walk down the bay, look at my patients, and I can spot if somebody's going off.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
look fine, but you have instinct as a nurse. When you've been doing it for so long, your experience kicks in, and they might be looking absolutely okay, but you know there's something not quite right. And I
Yeah.
feel the same with coaching, with stress. I can see in somebody's face or the mannerisms or whatever, I can spot when something's not quite right. So I
Yeah.
do actually like in person.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a different kettle of fish,
Yeah.
isn't it? Doing it in person, you get you get the body language and you get the
Uh,
sensory things that you don't online. So
yeah.
so are you? I take it you're not nursing anymore.
No, I'm not. I'm
No,
retired. I retired from nursing.
all the best
Um,
people are retired, Jen.
The problem
Um,
is when you need to earn an income because you've got a mortgage,
mm,
and I had a good income coming in at the
yeah.
time, it was very difficult to just stop it and start afresh.
Oh
So
yeah.
I gradually started while I was still working. I
Yeah.
started a coaching business while I
Well,
was
I
still.
did the same with mine as well, teaching, and the teaching petered out, and I'm now retired from teaching. So similar
Yeah.
kind of pathway. So what intrigues me is when you were nursing and you were getting this, all this stress and overwhelm, which I get completely because it happened to me too. If we think about hope, because that's what our podcast is about, were there times when hope was gone, or did you always have something to cling on to in those times?
At the time when I was working, the times I'm talking about,
Hmm.
I never actually had suicidal tendencies or
Mm,
thoughts or anything, but I
mm,
just wanted to shove my head under my covers and I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to speak to anybody. I just didn't want to do anything. I
yeah.
was just numb. I was completely numb because the last day I worked on intensive care, I walked onto the unit. I was on a late shift and so I went onto the unit as you do, and sort of. And I looked round the unit. There was a man pulling his lines out, and he was blood spurting everywhere.
Oh my
There
word.
was a bloke who jumped off a train. There was like all these different things going on, and I just looked round. I thought, I can't do this anymore. I just can't do this anymore. But I didn't feel anything, and so I
Mm,
was completely numb. Now, normally I'm a very emotional person. I can cry at an advert.
Yeah.
To me, and I'm that emotional. Pisces, you see. But, yeah, but there was nothing at all. I just walked up to the girl in charge and I said, Deb, I said, you're gonna have to get somebody to take over from me because I'm going home and I'm never coming back. Of course, she burst out laughing. She thought I was kidding. And I just looked, she could see in my face in the end that I wasn't kidding.
Yeah.
So she managed to get somebody to come in and take over from me. And I walked off the unit, got in my car, drove home, just like an automaton. Went to started washing dishes and everything. And I thought to myself, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
I said, this isn't right. What's up with you? So I thought, you better go to the doctor. So I phoned and got in the doctor's the next day.
Yeah.
And I went in, sat down. She says, right, Jill, what can I help you with? I went, blah.
Yeah.
All the tears,
Out.
all the
Yeah.
crying and everything. I said, I'm
Yeah.
not coping very well. And I didn't know why. I had no idea why. So
Mm.
that's how the initial one happened for me. The others were a bit more subtle because you think because I thought after that episode, I'd know when I was going to get stressed again. I'd know
Yeah.
what to do. You don't, because it creeps up. And you as a woman, you keep going. You're
Yeah.
running the house, you're working, you're seeing to the kids, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're cooking, you're cleaning, everything. And even if you've got a good husband or whatever, you're still doing the do.
Yeah.
And you just get on with things. So
Yeah.
the next time it happens again, bang. Do you know what I mean? Because we
Yeah.
don't
Oh, yeah.
we don't put things in place because we just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there is an absolute message, and our stories are so similar because I really recognize what you're describing there. And there's a real message there, isn't there, about, self-care, self-awareness, looking after yourself. My old chestnut favorite of the airline analogy, which is when
Put
the
your mask
oxygen
on.
mask comes
Yeah,
down, you put yours on first. And
yeah,
it's so, so true. And
yeah.
I was 30 years a primary teacher, and I really hope that the curriculum changes to be teaching children about this,
Mm.
you know.
It
Um,
should, it should be taught in
yeah,
schools, definitely.
absolutely, because I've seen stress levels in children, in 7, 8 year olds, which is just ridiculous.
Mm.
Um,
Awful.
but yeah, we should be teaching about how to self-care, how to self-regulate, how to spot your own triggers, how to, and because there would be so many happier people in the world, wouldn't there?
Yeah. But it
Um,
wasn't until that last time that I realised you got to sit back and look at this. Why does this keep happening to you? Because I'm not like somebody that happens to. Do you know what I mean? I've always kept going and what have you,
mm,
but it's banged me down a few times. So in the end, I thought you've got to do something about this, and that's when I started doing the research. I
yeah,
did lots of looking at, and having looking at all scope, and over the years, I've changed quite a lot of things in
yeah.
my life, and I feel so much better now.
That's fabulous, isn't it? I mean, it's lovely, isn't it, when you realize actually I can make a choice here.
Yeah,
I can do something about this. Uh,
yeah.
and that's quite liberating, isn't it?
Mm.
Because
And
I know,
saying no is a big part of that as well.
oh, yes, yes, I'm an absolute advocate. At the end of my teaching days, I sort of got into trouble from senior leaders because I was saying to t other teachers, you can say no, and they didn't
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah. Same in the nursing profession.
Yeah,
I mean, I remember one when I was on intensive care one, well, Christmas it was, and we were having snow, we had lots of snow, and people just couldn't get in. I mean,
yeah.
I walked the 7 miles to get
Oh
to
my
work.
word.
So I thought, if I can walk there, why can't you come in from 2 miles away? But that's
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
But so there was so few staff and doctors in. I did the early, the late, the night, and the next early. So we had to take it in turns going in the doctor's bedroom to have a kip
Yeah,
hour. Do you know what I mean? During that time
yeah,
within.
yeah,
But these were just things you did because you wanted to keep your patients safe.
yeah,
But because, like, I suppose the powers that be know that, they know that you're not going to leave your patient.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's like striking and things. Oh, how dare you strike and all this, that, and the other. But you've got to look after yourself.
yeah.
At
Oh,
the end of the day, you've got to
absolutely.
look after yourself first.
Yeah,
Because if you don't, you're not there to look after that patient because
yeah.
you're down that hole like I was.
Absolutely. And
So,
of course, at the Chronicles, uh, the people that we're aiming at are these young adults, who are caring for parents. And it's very much a message of, yes, please look after yourselves. Don't,
yeah,
sacrifice your own health and sanity.
that's right.
Your parents wouldn't want you to do that anyway.
Mm.
And if you do that, you're not going to be in a position to help them. So, part of
Yeah,
our mission is to make sure that there are, there's support there, there's things for them to join in with activities, that kind of thing, to keep
yeah,
their
yeah,
morale up.
yeah.
So yeah, so you left nursing
Hmm.
and you set up, what did you set like, was it a coaching
Life coaching,
program or a
life coaching.
mm-hmm.
It was basic. It was just life coaching at the time.
Mm,
I didn't specialize in stress until a bit later,
right,
and because life coaching and NLP were the thing, so that's what I started doing. Um, and then there ended up being so many life coaches, it became harder and harder.
yeah,
And I thought I need to specialize really in something particular. And I thought, well, the big thing I do know about is stress.
yeah,
So that's what I help people with now. I
yeah,
can help them with anything else. Do you know what I mean? Because I
yeah,
am a life coach. It doesn't matter what it is,
yeah,
but it might be that thing that's causing them the stress. Whatever they think they've got a problem with.
mm,
But then again, it might be something totally different that's causing the stress. So yeah, I look at what
mm,
the what's the thing, what are the little
yeah.
bits that are causing the stress,
But it's
and
not,
what
it,
can
it
I do
doesn't
about
have to be a big thing or a big trigger, does it? It can be
it?
lots of little
Yeah,
tiny
yeah,
bits and bobs that
that's right.
that perhaps even the person themselves doesn't
Yeah,
recognize or see. They just know there's something wrong, as you said.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like, but like I said, like I cover the body, well, the brain, the mind, the body, what you put in it, all your environmental stuff, what you're drinking, what's in your food.
mm,
I cover everything because every single thing affects everything else.
yeah,
So you can say, well, you need to get your mindset right, and yes, that's right. But
mm,
if you're eating rubbish, you're not going to get your mindset because your mind's going to be all over the place.
yeah,
Because you don't feel like doing these things. You don't feel like,
yeah. You feel
you don't
sluggish,
feel
don't
like
you?
going for a walk
Yeah,
because you're like this.
yeah,
So everything intermingles with everything else that I don't think people realize. They just think, oh, you need to get your mind right.
yeah,
But it's
yeah,
everything. It incorporates everything. And that's what I found. And that's what I've found that works.
yeah,
People are willing to do the work, they're going to be fine.
yeah. And it doesn't have to be, say, onerous, does it? Because, and the reason I say that is that um, when we got together in September, the reason was that we were both singing, weren't we? We were
We
singing at a
were.
gala.
We were.
The gala to actually raise funds for the Chronicles, and it was just
Just fabulous.
spectacular,
Fabulous.
utterly spectacular. And you were just, oh, brilliant, just
I did
absolutely
I
brilliant.
did crack up a few times when I looked at my granddaughter and saw she was starting to cry. And I went, oh, should never
But
have looked at her.
that just added
But
to
it
the whole
was just
thing.
joyous. It was
Yeah,
wonderful to be with all the divas and the
yeah.
divo.
And it
Uh,
was
it was
just a
just
fabulous group of people, wasn't it?
marvelous.
And of
Yeah.
course, through that, you've set up some sessions for singing for stress, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell us more about that. Tell us what you'd be.
Called Singalong Gill.
Excellent.
It's not a choir. It's not a choir. It's just a group of people coming together to have fun. I like to do it on a Monday morning because stress affects your vagus nerve,
Mhm.
which goes from your brain through your stomach and down to all the way through. And that is your calming nerve. That calms you down. When you are stressed, that's made like that, and it
Yeah.
just doesn't work at all. So what singing does, it lets the vagus nerve, because of where it travels down through the back of your throat and everything, and you are or whatever, and you're singing, it starts initiating the vagus nerve to get going, and
Yeah.
it calms you down, and then you find you're having fun, and you're laughing with people, and you're smiling, and it's just a wondrous thing So I like to do mine on a Monday morning
Yeah.
to set us up for the week.
Yes.
No matter what you've got on going in the week, Monday morning you can come and have a joyous time. You can network with other women, you know, the business women that are coming mostly. Um, we can all have a laugh. We decide what we want to sing. You know, we'll use kazoos, we'll use straws,
That's
glasses
that
of
Julie,
water.
isn't it? The
Yes,
kazoos.
it is a Julie thing. Yes, and it's Julie's actually helped me to set this up.
That's, yeah, a
Julie,
fabulous
the
Julie
wonderful
Bale.
Julie Bayer. Yeah, she's a fabulous voice coach,
Yeah.
absolutely fabulous,
Yeah.
and yeah, she's helping me. She's mentoring me, should I say,
Yeah.
along my way with my singing.
Yeah. Oh, it's just fabulous. I mean,
Mm.
you know that, I've been singing all my life, and I've
Mm.
always said that it's such a good, whether you think you can or think you can't sing, whatever, it's such a fabulous sort of release, stress release. You feel something changes in your body when you
Yeah.
start singing. It's
Well,
really weird.
it's like Julie says, you learn to sing before you learn to
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, ooh, you're making all these
All the
noises.
noises.
And
Yeah.
then you sort of, if you look at a baby when it's making noise, it's like, where's that come from? You know, and then they do it again and they do
Yeah.
it again. So
Yeah.
it's like, it's a natural instinct to sing.
Absolutely.
And
And
people who are told that they can't sing, you know, who's to say you can't sing? Who says you can't sing?
yeah,
You know,
it's all, I mean,
choir master, or, you know, I
oh
mean,
yeah.
I had to leave the choir at school because my mum couldn't afford the uniform.
Oh my.
I was at a all-girls school.
Yeah.
Yes, and it was very, very posh. And there was my mum had got four of us all at grammar schools, and
Yeah.
I was the youngest. So I had one uniform, one winter uniform, and she couldn't afford the summer uniform, but you had to wear the summer uniform for to be in the choir, so I had to leave the choir. But that was then. Now, you know, it's just singing is for anybody.
Yeah. Oh,
And people
absolutely.
say to me, "Oh, I'm tone deaf." Who says you're tone deaf?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can find if people are a little bit off tune, if you put them with people who are singing in tune, they end up in tune.
Yeah.
It's
They
just,
find the note. Yeah. Yeah.
you know, and this is what
Yeah.
Julie's taught me,
Yeah.
that everybody can sing.
Yeah. Me and Julie are so on the same wavelength. As soon as we met, we were
Yeah,
chatting about singing. Absolutely. And, having been in primary schools, I often say this, you go into a class of 4-year-olds, your 3-year-olds, and they're singing away, happy as Larry. And then you go into a year six, 11-year-old class, and they're mumbling and not wanting to.
yeah,
Somewhere along the line,
something happened.
someone has told them
Yes, that's right.
that it's,
Be
that they
quiet.
can't, or be quiet. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, don't be quiet, be
No,
loud. Come and sing, come and sing, come and join. Come to Stoke, come and join us on a
yes,
Monday morning.
yes, it's
Anybody is welcome, absolutely anybody. You're
absolutely
male, female, or monkey, or
wonderful. Where do you do this, Jill? Tell us where you do this.
I'm doing it at it's the old town hall in a place called Fenton in Stoke-on-Trent, one of the five towns. And it's a beautiful building, old building, and it's a listed building. And the Ben has opened a cafe in there, and it's really comfortable. It's like oldie worldy, but it's really comfortable.
Nice.
And there's a room at the back, and he's letting me do it in there.
Mhm.
So yes, it's lovely.
Oh,
So
fabulous.
it's in Fenton, yeah. But if
We'll,
anybody just wants to get in touch, you
yeah,
know,
we'll put all the details in the show notes. So if you're in the area and you're interested, then Jill's details will all be in the show notes so that you can have a look and go along and sing.
yes, come along and sing. Let's have some fun.
Fabulous. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention, am I right in thinking that there's a book going on?
Oh, there is,
Mm.
there is.
Tell us about this.
The manuscript is in. I've been writing this book for 10 years and just kept putting it down.
Mm.
And then that's somebody else who it was Abigail Horn,
Oh,
and
yes.
Authors and Co.
Yeah.
So they are kindly publishing my book, and it is out on February the 24th next year. I did want it on the 22nd because that'll be my 70th birthday, but they don't. My birthday's on a Sunday, and they don't publish on a
yeah.
Sunday. So it's going to be on my husband's birthday, which is the 24th
Oh, how
instead.
fantastic.
Yes.
Tell us
So
about the book.
it's
What do you think?
called Stress Less, Hell Yes. And it's basically about how to deal with stress when you think you've got it all sussed, but you certainly haven't.
Fabulous.
So, and it incorporates a lot of what I've been talking about today.
Mm.
There is scientific stuff in there, but I do analogies so it's easy for people to understand. And there's spiritual stuff and things that have helped me spiritually. It's all to do with what I've learned over the years, and what I help people with now.
Yeah.
Because I'm also a Reiki practitioner as well.
Yeah.
So, and I've started doing Ho'oponopono as well, which is
Ooh.
a lovely thing to do. It's
Oh,
Hawaiian.
what's that? Tell us.
Oh, it's basically to do with, like people say God or the universe or
Mhm.
source or whatever, but it's an inner knowing. It's basically an inner knowing, really, inside yourself. And like you blame yourself for things,
Yeah.
or you've not been very nice to somebody. It's basically saying, I'm really sorry and I love you.
Oh, wow.
But I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you. So the four lines are I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you.
Oh,
But feel it. It's
yeah.
feeling it. And it's changed quite a lot of people's lives, just these sayings,
Mm.
saying it often to yourself. If you start having rubbish thoughts about yourself, just say these things to yourself and say, I'm sorry that you're talking to yourself like this now.
Yeah.
Please forgive me. Just simple things like that. And the guy who I've learnt it from, well, no, it isn't him. It's the guy he's learnt it from.
Yeah.
It's a Hawaiian doctor of I think he's a psychologist,
Yeah.
and he's got a PhD. And he worked at a mental institution in Hawaii,
Mm.
and it was a really for really violent criminals and things.
Wow.
And within 2 years, the place was really like up and right. There were people being knifed and
Yeah.
punched and staff being injured and all things like this. He worked there for 2 years. He never did anything with them. He just watched them. And what he said was, what they are doing is mirroring something within himself.
Yeah.
So he just said
Yeah.
these words to himself, and they just kept doing them every day. Or whenever something happened, he'd sort of internalize it to himself, and he'd say it again. And within 2 years, there was no violence.
Oh,
People were going out into the world.
oh, wow.
People had restored their lives. It's quite a well-known thing.
Yeah.
And I got it from Dr. Joe Vitale,
Yeah.
um,
That sounds
who
fascinating.
wrote Zero Limits.
Mm.
And it's just a wonderful thing to just think, and it's healing yourself.
Yeah.
You don't need to heal other people. Heal yourself
Yeah.
and the other people, that you're thinking about.
Yeah.
It'll affect them in a different way because we're all energy, aren't we?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's got to come from inside.
we're all made of the stars, as they say.
Yeah.
We're all made
Yeah.
of the same thing, but just done in a different way. So sorry to go on like that, but
No,
that was
not at all. It's utterly
a
fascinating. I
lovely
love to hear.
thing. So look it up. Or read Zero Limits by Dr. Joe Vitale. It's really good.
Now, I always ask my guests, because we're coming to the end of our time.
Oh, crikey.
Time flies, doesn't it? But I always ask my guests if they have a message of hope for my listeners. And I'm sure you must have.
There is always hope. Don't ever think there isn't hope. And it's very difficult to see if you're suicidal.
Mm.
But I would say to anybody, whether they're suicidal or whether they just feel they're a bit down, or if they feel they're drowning,
Yeah.
there is hope. There are people, or there are things you can do that will be a hand to lift you out of that water.
Yeah.
There is always hope. There's always hope for everybody.
Always hope. Yeah.
Don't
Absolutely.
ever lose your hope.
Yeah.
No matter how bad things you think are getting, pardon me, there's always somebody worse off than you. You've only got to look at like the very, very poor third world countries, And you see the kids there have got absolutely nothing, and they go in the dumps and they make musical instruments out of old pots and pans, and they have a time of a life. So, whatever we're going through in the West, I know there's different things and you can't say it for everybody, but there is always hope, women who are stuck in bad marriages and, violent marriages, or, they're trying to protect the children. There is always hope. There is always somebody you can go to. There is always something out there. You just need to go like that and just reach your hand out.
And find it, yeah. Ask for help, isn't it? It's because there will be someone that will want to help you.
Yes, always.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Oh, Gill, thank you so much for today.
Thank you for asking me.
And if people are interested in what you do, as I said, we'll put it in the show notes, but where can they get hold of you?
Well, I'm on Facebook.
Mhm.
Gill M Edwards on Facebook.
I'll put the link in. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn now and again. I
Yeah.
need to get more on LinkedIn because I need to sort of deal with companies as well, like I did before.
Yeah.
And is there anywhere else? And my website is gillmedwards.com.
Okay, we'll put all that in the show notes.
Yes.
And if anyone's listening, thinks,
Or I'll be in Fenton on a Monday morning.
Monday morning, yes. Go and see Gill and say that you listened to this podcast and you couldn't resist.
Yes, definitely.
Excellent. Oh, Gill, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm sure we will come across each other, perhaps even if it's something singy with Julie. Our paths will definitely cross again. But thank you so much for being with me today. Thank you.
You're very welcome, and thank you for having me, you wonderful woman.
Thank you for listening to the Chronicles of Hope podcast with me, Annie Bennett. I hope you've found inspiration, comfort, or perhaps even a newfound perspective around the meaning of hope. To find out more about the aims of the Chronicles of Hope organisation, please visit thechroniclesofhope.org, where you will find links to our social media accounts and where you will be able to make a much needed and appreciated donation. Thank you.